What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. If you tuned into last night's live stream and watched me try out new meta decks, you already know my allergies are running rampant on me, so please bear with me if I stop to take a bit of a drink and reset. But the market waits for no man, woman, or child, and especially with this playmat, it's going to be gone in just a matter of minutes, if not seconds. The 2021 San Diego Event Limited Stardust Dragon game mat will drop tomorrow one last time at 8 o'clock Pacific Daylight Time. That should be 10 o'clock Central, 11 o'clock Eastern, but man, it should go pretty darn fast because it's been going that way every single day, and you don't want to be paying the extra secondary market rates. You want to pay that $30 instead of $94, $95, $100. With all things San Diego Comic-Con at home, we've just seen crazy resale prices, bots buying out things in 20 seconds. It's been a horrendous show. I've tried to get some of that Godzilla stuff that's dropped this week, and it's not pretty out there. So if you want to set your alarm, get in on that fight, try your best. CoreTCG.com/Konami is the place to go. I've seen a ton of YouTubers shout this out, but one of the only people with the direct link I've actually seen put it up is Slifer, the in-arc training arc dragon, aka at Demon ATMU over on Twitter. I love this guy. He posts up OCG merch all the time / other merch coming out, and typically that's his speed with stuff like this. So if that is your speed, also I know not everybody is get to the cards, John, go that way. And there's a reason people don't like playmats either. It's because a lot of them end up getting faked on the secondary market, and people end up getting, you know, screen printed mats that are almost quite there, and they try to argue that they're real. It is a hairy process, but this early on, everything should be the real sales. But man, I would much rather be paying $30, $35 for this beautiful playmat that is out there. Also, in not Yu-Gi-Oh news, it is Hedora's 50th anniversary, so happy birthday, Hedora. There's some awesome merch over on Amazon if you want to go check that out. I bought a couple of these t-shirts myself. I love that kind of 70s splat vibe going on behind him. Now we can get to the cards. Everybody and their mother last night during the stream was, John, have you seen the Mardell buyout? As if they were part of it. I know that Sun Avalon got support, and that seems to be the root of this plant buyout, because Generator Boss Stage is also a short print within Mystic Fighters, and it's not moving at all. I also forgot there was even a Generator token in the OTS packs. Please bring back tokens in the OTS packs. Please don't forget them, Konami. I really enjoy them. Maybe I'm one of the only ones, but I really like when you do that. So this got bought out. It is generic plant good stuff, and looking around, other generic plant good stuff is going. Aroma Seraphie Jasmine is up in price. This has been undervalued for a very long time, and I also noticed almost every Aroma Seraphie card only seems to have one printing. That's a pretty big problem. Konami, you might want to get on that at some point. Then also, Dry the Winds is towards $20, and it has been for some times. I thought this kept falling back towards 12 and 8, but here it is, actual market price near 20. And then Humid Winds, for some reason, the Mega Pack version is around $3 lowest listed, where the original first ed common is around $1. I do not know why that is triple up in price for the Mega Pack version, other than commons from Mega Packs over time. Maybe there are less of them, but a first ed original is definitely something I would rather have more, and it's cheaper. So do consider, if you're putting together Aromages, I suppose they're getting expensive in certain places, but this is generic plant good stuff number 2 that is going up in price on this market watch. I don't think it's only the Sun Avalon stuff and Aladdin, good stuff go up, but plants in general are very underestimated within certain formats, and it'll be interesting to see what it does bring moving forward, but that is the only point of origin I can imagine as well. Let me know if you know anything else in the comment section down below that might be suddenly hyping this outside of Sunvine, Sun Avalon. It's going to be good, it's so underestimated. You wait, calm down there. It's interesting, but I don't think it's going to be taking over the meta all of a sudden with its one new card. Next up, we also have the Winged Dragon of Ra Sphere Mode. Almost everything with Slifer, Obelisk, and Ra have been going up thanks to those structured X and King's Court and the hype around those, but Sphere Mode is one that actually has a card that now allows you to do it during your opponent's turn, and I mean, Soul Crossing is really that for Slifer, Obelisk, or Ra themselves also, but everybody everybody started hyping up Sphere Mode from that one specific card, and you can see the Ultras are going gone, 6 listings total. You have the other Ultra out of Dual Power being the cheapest after the Super from the Special Edition, as the other rarity is actually ahead of it a little bit. But yeah, very low listings on all of them. If you want one before they're going gone, you might want to do that sooner than later using that TCG player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra to support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying. But I would also love to see this in gold rare to match the other versions of Obelisk, Slifer, and Raw, although maximum gold, it would be a pretty different look than those past ones. I wonder where they would be reprinting this one next. Painful Decision is up in price. That was an interesting conversation. If Metal Foe, Paleozoic, ABC format became something people were playing, this is definitely up there for the Metal Foe decks. I can't imagine why Ounce the Secret Rare is really going up, as people are looking at all past formats, other than, you know, you do have another secret out of the Megatins. It's those Megatins where it's the same rarity reprint and it's cheap. So you might want to get the other secret rares, maybe a bit of a penny stock, because the only other printing is a common out of Dino Master's Fury, and I could see this being $5, $6 versus this already being hype in the future. If it did see actual play, it could go even further beyond that. You also have Unexpected Die at an all-time low, well, I shouldn't say all-time low, in a very long time low versus what it's been at, around $7. I really like this card in Holo. I just wish one day we would get a secret rare of it. It would look amazing in secret rare. But yeah, it's definitely lower than it has been in a very long time, as it hasn't cheesed its way into a meta deck in very recent history versus, what was it, Adamancipator summoning a Magnet Warrior was what was happening before that respiked it to 20. Gaia, the Magical Knight of Dragon, shows why you shouldn't just jump on a hype train and end up spending ridiculous amounts to buy something out. We see an actual sale here around 500 with new listings already at 250, 250, 260. People lining up, top-rated sellers willing to sell multiple copies of this, saying, yes, please take it from me, and sales rates are going to slow a lot of the heck down unless somebody does a double down buyout really fast, which rarely happens with Starlights. Usually it's either, yes, they get bought out, a little panic ensues, or they get bought out and there's instant relistings. In this case, a lot of people seem to have been waiting for that one. Ultimate Rare Destiny Hero Dasher got bought out. There's only one listed at $100 for near mint, and that's interesting. This was in my Ultimate Rare buy video, and you have all the new Destiny Hero support, and maybe people are looking at other past format stuff due to that, because Destiny Heroes got heavily targeted throughout. Even Destiny Hero Celestial Secret Rare got bought out to an extent. Its lowest is now around $14.50, up from around $7, and that had been the lowest it had fallen down to in a while. You actually have the other versions locked behind $30 MSRP products, though. Dual Overload, one of the most open products, and this not being super chased after, keeps this down towards quarters. And then you also have the version behind the Legendary Hero decks, which has surged in price for the sealed, but this card is also not one of the most desired cards from there. So the holographic secret rare form over the holo ultra form seems to be highly contested out of Destiny Soldiers, and what people tend to clamor for with this card. But yeah, this is a niche tech option. It's not like necessarily played within the deck and the metagame, and it'll be interesting to see how many people actually choose to play it once Destiny Heroes are taking over and running wild, supposedly with Burst of Destiny. And I kind of do agree. I really like how that deck looks, and people tend to go for hero cards. Abyss Dweller Ultimate Rare has only one copy left around market price at $74 before it's $80 and then quickly $85. This is one I've been watching for a bit. It has so much potential in the metagame. It's appearing on so many more fields, and also Abyss Dweller itself is pretty good for past formats. That's why I was suggesting it while it was a bit cheaper. I was shocked it wasn't moving, and it does seem to now be moving. So this is one of your last chances to get it a little bit cheaper before it starts to take that wild ride on the market of up and down and all around. Solemn Strike is a pretty good example of a long-term buyout going crazy and sticking. It is now lowest $346 for a near mint, and actual sales at $320, $260. It's just been up, but the price has really stuck, and now you see it really trying to tread the water above $300. Just crazy stuff with past format cards that end up back into certain metagames. Pot of Desire is another example. The secret rare has a buyout. The first edition collector rare is ahead of the ultimate rare, shockingly, as the ultimate rare just hasn't moved much. 85, and then, well, actually, it looks like a lot of the 90s are gone. Somebody might have been going after this. Let's look at the sales rate real quick. I love having this option. Yeah, sales at 92, 92, 94, 95. So this is moving, but not for certain sellers. Kind of weird. But the secret rare selling out. The first edition collector rares have been targeted as well. A lot of the higher end desires are getting poked at. Be aware that that is happening. You also have Zen mains for past format. This is a good example of a card that ends up getting targeted. The first editions, I want to say, are around $24 for near mint last I checked, and they should be sticking around there. Yeah, so you see this kind of a card that for past formats that people remember being $70, and then it's like $5, $6 forever, and then jumps, but then it starts sticking to that dartboard. It's really crazy how past formats are going. So if you're wanting to build past formats for in real life, you know, casual, show up at tournaments, play with somebody else, play, usually the people playing those are bringing 2 decks so they have somebody to play against, because you can't always expect somebody else at locals to be building that kind of format or just be carrying it on them. It's very specific. You may want to be grabbing your kind of cards for that sooner than later. Another example of crazy buyouts, though, is Beautiful Princess, which is not a tuna. Why did you miss that? But this reads, when this card is normal or special summoned, you can banish this card. Special summon 1 level 4 or lower fish type monster from your deck, except Beautiful Princess. You can only use this effect once per turn. So this tutors out as a lone fire any level 4 or lower fish monster. This is being used in certain decks, like I believe the shark deck. So this is something you want to pay attention to, as it's up in price with only 1 printing from Primal Origins. So past formats, crazy text, plant, fish, everywhere. It just seems like a lot of cards are going up lately. Thanks for watching today's Market Watch. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation. Barely managed to make it through. I'm getting pretty thirsty. So again, thanks for putting up with me.